we have already defined the trigonometric functions in terms of right triangles. But in this section, we're going to redefine them in terms of the unit circle. And a unit circle is where it's centered at the origin. So here's the origin. So this would be 0, 0. And it has a radius of 1. So this radius right here, no matter where I come out on the circle, that's going to be 1. The x and the y axis are going to divide the coordinate plane into 4 quarters called quadrants. And we're going to label these quadrants to mimic the direction of a positive angle would sweep. So the 4 quadrants are labeled 1, 2, 3, and 4, starting here at 1, because we would have an angle in standard position that starts from the positive x-axis, and then as it sweeps open, we would hit quadrant 2. And then as we sweep open again, we would hit quadrant 3. And then as we complete the circle and we completely sweep open, we hit quadrant 4. Now, when we redefine our cosine and sine function in terms of the unit circle, recall that cosine of an angle, in this case, we're labeling our angle as t. This angle right here is angle t. Before, we called cosine of t, that's going to be adjacent over hypotenuse if we were talking about a triangle. Well, if we look, we can draw the triangle right here. Here's my triangle, and cosine of this angle would be adjacent, which would be this side right here, okay, over the hypotenuse, which is the side opposite the 90-degree angles. So it would be the value of x from here to here, and then over 1, because that's my radius, which is my hypotenuse. So I would have x over 1, which would be equal to x. When I define my sine, looking back at my triangle definition, sine is opposite over hypotenuse. If we relate this to our circle, opposite would be this, the height of my triangle right here. That's my y value of this point, okay, over my hypotenuse, which is 1. So that's y over 1, which is equal to y. So this means my cosine of my angle is going to be whatever my x value is equal to at that point on the circle, and my sine of t of my angle is going to be whatever my y value is at that point on my circle. All right, so looking at this example here, we want to find cosine of my angle t. Well, I know, since this is the unit circle, this is going to be the value of x at that point where that angle sweeps open. That's this point right here. So my cosine, which is my x coordinate, is going to be 1/2. And my sine of that angle t is going to be my value of y at that point here, which would be the square root of 3 over 2.